What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna get this thing fully polished, fully painted, I guess, because we need to paint the bumpers because those have been hanging around for a little while. We run into some issues with the bumper. We get that fixed, hopefully. But before we get started with today's video, I just want to let you guys know we are doing 7 times entries and cash in orders. So every order placed on motionautotv.com, every dollar you spend is 7 entries for a chance to win this thing. So not only do you get entries to win that thing, you take home some awesome merch, t-shirts, hats, hoodies, we got stickers, we got detail product, accessories, we have dress up bolts. If you guys have not checked out the website, please head over there after this video, motionautotv.com. And again, we are giving you guys the chance to win this IS300. Let's get on with today's video.
We make the strings louder.
In the last video, you've seen us start buffing the car, and one of the issues why we haven't put it together yet is because we need bumpers, and we had a little bit of a bumper dilemma. So Charles bought a bumper for me, or brought down a bumper for me, and I ended up buying another car because I was like, okay, we need the black interior. It has a rear bumper on it. Our rear bumper is kind of meh. Decided to get that thing. I thought the rear bumper was in great shape. I bought it at night.
One of those deals.
I bought a black car at night. I seen it previously, but you know, it's one of those things until you actually buy it, you don't really know like how bad something actually is. So essentially the best bumper, we found another bumper. It's 2 hours away. It has broken tabs, which the bumper on the black car has broken tabs. So essentially our bumper now that was on this car is now the best bumper, and that's the one that we're moving forward. If you take a look, this is all the stuff that we need to put on here. So we have the TRD side skirts, we have a front lip, a rear lip, and then right here, we actually have our rear bumper, which just so happens to be rattle canned. Has some rattle can on it. We need to get the rattle can off of it. It has some little holes in it, like somebody rear-ended it. And one of the biggest issues why I was like, I don't really want to mess with it was because it had like this bulge. But I've already actually taken care of the bottom one. That one actually looks pretty good. But this thing, it has like a little ramp. How I'm gonna take care of that is basically what you do is you take a hairdryer, a really hot hairdryer called a heat gun, and you essentially just heat this thing up really hot until it's really flimsy. And then you take like this thing, it's like a hammer and dolly kit, and you basically push it down so it's flat, and then you use the pressure washer, cool it off. So you get it like molten hot, not molten hot to where it like indents, like just malleable, and then you know it changes all the molecules. I don't know why I can't say that. It changes all those things, and then you cool her down, and then it keeps its shape. But essentially our bumper is the best bumper. It has the tabs right here, it has the tabs right there. So it's a great bumper, it just needs a little bit of work. And it was kind of one of those things. It's like, okay, I could drive an hour and 45 minutes each way to go buy this other bumper, spend more money, or I could spend 2 hours fixing this bumper and essentially have a good bumper that's probably would be better than the condition of the other bumper that I'd still have to work on after we drove. So here we are. Yep. See, money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you project cars, and that's kind of, I think we need to change that. We need to get rid of that shirt.
He's gonna pop it.
I'd also like to tell you guys, this week on motionautotv.com, we're doing cash in orders for the IS300 giveaway. So far, we have not ran any ads for this giveaway. Basically, previous customers, emails, text messages, and you guys in the videos. So essentially, you have the highest chance of ever winning anything ever because we're not running ads on it. So we are gonna run ads, some small like retargeting ads the last week. So we are going to be running some small retargeting ads the last week of the giveaway, but yeah, other than that, no ads until then. I might see if like Tommy will shout it out in one of his videos and see if some of my other friends will do it, but essentially no ads so far. So if you guys want some cash in orders, if you're delaying on getting entered in to win this thing, wait till the end of the video, because this thing is going to look freaking sick by the end of this video, because the bumpers are going to be painted, the lips are going to be painted, the side skirt, it's all going to be on, it's going to be buffed, it's going to look freaking nice. And I'm going to be sad that we're giving it away. Oh, but if you don't want an IS300, we have an option. So it's either the IS300 plus $3,000 cash to go towards like the taxes and all that other stuff, or $10,000 in cash. There's a cash option. So we might actually be able to keep this thing. I mean, you didn't know that? I just, you know, if somebody like wins it and they're like in Canada, Canada's available except Quebec. But if somebody wins it and they're like, hey man, like I could really use 10 grand right now. That could be you or the IS300, but for the most part, I'm probably, I hope they take the IS300. Or should we keep it? I kind of want to keep it.
It's gonna be nice.
It would be a great daily.
Everything would be
Everything.
daily.
Everything's a great daily.
You're already looking at your next
That
goal.
would be a great daily. That is a great daily. That's a great daily.
Have you shown them?
No, they haven't seen that.
You want to show them?
Oh, the vault?
They give them a swipe, and then we'll just get to sand it.
Yep.
Yep.
So he follows me on Instagram.
Yeah.
When is this video going live?
Probably Tuesday or probably next Tuesday.
So when are we
'cause
doing
Charles
cash
is
and
leaving
orders?
this
Monday.
week. Starting tomorrow.
But they're not gonna know about it till Wednesday.
I'll send out a text message and an email.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not going to be running any ads. Just how they're going to know about it is this video or a text message or an email.
But this video is coming out Wednesday and cash and order starts
Tuesday.
tomorrow. So it's halfway through the week and then
No,
it's already done.
Tuesday.
Tuesday to Sunday is how it goes. So there's plenty of time.
Okay.
Cash and orders. Sean, how's it looking?
Oh, it's looking, buddy.
Looking great.
Looking great. Like it's time to paint.
Like it's time to paint. That's my favorite part of the day. So it's after hours again. It's like 6:30. Normally we go home about 6 o'clock here at Motion Auto. Today we're sanding and doing some other. Well, actually, Sean was sanding, right?
Yeah, all day.
I was doing a couple other things. Basically, these lips. Like these lips had this weird coating that it was almost like the cavity wax or whatever they had on them. It was a pain to get off. So Sean spent a lot of the day getting that off, and kind of yesterday too. I prepped this rear bumper. Like I said, this is the bumper that was actually off of the car, and that was kind of our best option. So we got it all fixed. We got all I ended up priming it at the end of the day. Sean got here this morning. He went ahead and sanded the primer, and now it's pretty much ready to rip, right?
Yeah, a few more wipes and then you can go ahead and spray.
Yep. I really, really would like a paint booth. Like that's my, like doing this at the shop, we have to wet the floor and clean everything up. Like it would be so nice, like once like the panel was ready to paint, you literally go put it in the booth, close the door, you can continue doing whatever else you're doing. Yeah, that bumper looks nice. Had a couple little scratches, a couple little things, but you know, nothing a little filler can't fix. So got the car all covered up over here, and yeah, we got side skirts, we got the rear bumper, front bumper, and then the lips. So we're actually doing good, right?
Yeah, this bumper's not bad.
All right guys, so bumpers and everything are all completely painted. Turned out really, really good. bumpers, side skirts, all that stuff. Over here you can see we have the mirrors hanging up, and then we have the rear lip, the front lip, and the rear bumper. I really just can't wait to hopefully get a booth, a paint booth, when we get into the new shop eventually. I don't know how soon that'll be, but overall it'd just be cool to get. It'd just be cool to get a booth. All right, guys, so it is the next day. Got the bumpers sitting in the sun, kind of warming up, kind of you know, let them dry out a little bit more in the sun, and then kind of let these things mold themselves. We got a little vice grip on the back of it just to kind of hold it in place. Everything, these bumpers look freaking awesome out in the sun. I just can't believe how cool that paint actually is. We're just getting ready to start buffing the rest of the car. Technically, I wanted to have this thing buffed on Saturday, but you know, here it is Tuesday. It's just crazy the amount of paint. It's crazy the amount of hours that we have in just sanding this thing. It's probably like 200 hours, 200 man hours in this car so far, right?
Just sanding, yeah.
Just sanding. It's crazy. And it's silly because I feel like we spend more like time building these giveaway cars than we do our own like cars that we're gonna keep. You know, because we haven't even cut and buffed the Evo wagon yet.
Yeah. My truck doesn't even run.
Sean's truck doesn't even run. He's driving a borrowed truck. Driving a borrowed truck to work. He borrowed it from himself, but he should be selling it, you know. But instead, his truck doesn't even run. But we're here every day just fixing this giveaway car just to give it to one of you guys. So if you haven't got entered yet, you better go over there sometime soon. This thing is gonna look like that, the whole thing. We need to get buffing.
Yeah, you do really need to get buffing.
All right, guys, take a look at this side of the car. So it's basically wet sanded. So we painted it, sanded it with 1,000, 1,500 grit, went over a 2,000 grit, and then rotary polished it with compound on the big yellow buffer with a wool pad. And then Sean has actually been going over this side. We haven't done the roof or the trunk or the hood yet with the stage 2, just with the machine polish. So we got stage 1, which is the rubbing compound, which is more aggressive. Then you have stage 2. So stage 1 gets rid of like the 1,500 to 2,000 grit scratches. This gets rid of the polishing or the compounding scratch. So when you go to polish it, like right now you can see that this thing, it pretty much looks like a mirror. There's no real like haze or anything like that. But then if you come over here to the trunk and you try to focus like right here, you can see that it's kind of, you know,
it's hazy, yeah.
It just looks like a little, almost like fuzzy or like blurry is kind of what it looks like. It doesn't have that like just wet look to it. And so how we do that is with the stage 2, the machine polish. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what it looks like to actually polish something. It's right down here. This is compound. This is finished in 2,000 grit. And so what I'm gonna do is grab the old DeWalt right here. I have just like a little bit of like watered down glass cleaner. See, I have a little bit of compound on there already. The interior is getting replaced, so don't worry about us flicking stuff in there. But check this out. So show you guys kind of how long it takes and the process to like get something looking just beautiful. So you can see that already made a pretty big difference. And then so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is now I'm gonna get the buffer. You know, it was basically wiping this way. And so now what I'm gonna do is have it kind of, you know, I'm going like this, letting it kind of wipe off the panel that way. I'm gonna do it the other way so it actually kind of wipes like that. So you basically get like an X, kind of an X pattern with the buffer. And that really just helps get rid of all those So really, like changing direction helps a lot with it. And so now you can see how it's just kind of a little bit hazy, but basically when Sean follows me with that. So the other thing that you have to be super careful with when you have a wool pad is they're pretty aggressive, especially with the compound. If you were to go on these edges right here and you let, like how it's rotating around, if you go like this, it's just gonna eat the paint off of the edge of that. So what you're gonna wanna do is just let it wipe like off. And so a lot of times how you could kind of get that angle change is you let it kind of wipe off this way and then you let it wipe off like that way. And then that'll give you kind of that crisscross thing to where, see like right here on the edge, there's a spot that is just really dull. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. See it. And so we'll just put a little bit of compound right there and then I'll kind of get it. And so you could get it to change angles going both ways, you know, because you're still wiping off the panel, but you're wiping off of it this way, and then you're wiping off of it that way. So you still kind of get an X pattern to kind of really cut those scratches and kind of that dullness out of the clear. And then so if you ever do kind of run across like another little pigtail or something like that from like sanding it with the sander, basically you just sit there and you just like watch it disappear. You know, you'll just be sitting there and then you go across it, you can like see it almost looks like it's like melting down the more you go, and you just kind of, you got to let the buffer do the work. I've been painting cars now for like 10 freaking years, and I've been buffing for a while too. So like I've had a lot of practice, I've messed up some stuff, I've done some really good paint jobs, and you know, I think this is probably one of our better paint jobs. Yeah. You know, I mean, I think all of our paint jobs are our best paint job because we learned from the last one, you know, and we've even learned some stuff on this. But it's turned out really good. So essentially, yeah, we just got to continue going around the whole thing. And that's it. Do you have anything else you want to add? Do you want to show them the compound? Let's show them the stage 2.
5-minute clip.
Let's give them a 5-minute clips are great. Informative clips are great.
We're gonna do that over there.
Do it like right here. So I think you could see how it's just dull.
Can you wipe it?
Or the whole thing was stage 3.
So I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but you can definitely see a line right here where I didn't buff and then where I did polish.
Yep, you can see like right here, it just kind of turns a little bit fuzzy. And then as you go back right here, you can just see how clear and kind of crisp that line becomes.
You can kind of spend some more time on it too, but that was just a quick little...
that's just like, you know, that's just the nitty gritty, just a quick little example of kind of what it takes. But I mean, we've been here all day, like, you know, sanding some extra areas and just basically polishing this thing. And we still have, you know, about a quarter of the car. I have half the roof and then basically from, you know, the quarter panel forward now. But yeah, this thing's turning out awesome. All the bumpers sitting in the sun. Those things should be good to go. So
yeah, it's probably pretty hot.
Hopefully here in a little bit we could put the tail lights in it, put the headlights in it, put the intercooler. No, we have to hook up the intercooler piping and the radiator, and then put the bumpers on it, and then we have wheels and tires and coilovers. We have all the stuff. So let's get it on. All right, well, Sean has been buffing everything over here. So he's pretty much, you moved on to the roof, yeah?
Yeah, last part.
And that's it. So other than that, man, everything is looking.
I'm gonna wash it and unmask it. But
it is looking beautiful. So I finished up with the compounding about an hour ago, and so since then I went ahead and polished these black housing headlights on here. I thought these were aftermarket, but actually they're OEM, so they have the HID and the headlight leveling, which is exactly what that car has, which I'm excited about. So it looks like somebody just took them apart and painted them previously, which that's cool. And then what I did is I stole the fog lights and the little corner markers out of the old bumper. Oh, we actually had a new one. Actually, the corner marker came out of the new bumper. So just with the color of the car, I feel like having a big amber turn signal in the front just will kind of, you know, it won't look the best, and the fog lights were a little bit faded. So what I did is I sanded both of these with 1000 grit. So 1000 grit on these and 1000 on these corner lights. And so what I'm actually gonna do is clear coat these, but I'm gonna put a little bit of black base coat in the clear coat and essentially tint the corner lights, and they'll still, as soon as the light kind of shines through them, they won't be like black, but they'll you know, they'll be tinted a little bit, so look a little bit better. And yeah, we kind of decided to go ahead and go with the stock taillights instead of those. Sean likes them a little bit more, so I went ahead and sanded those and polished those up nice too. But yeah, man, the car is just looking, it's looking so good. So I got the clear coat mixed up over there. I'm gonna clear coat the fog lights, and then I'm gonna mix a little bit of black in the clear, and then we'll tint those tail lights, or the corner lights. Yep, so the roof is pretty much all done. Hood is done. The car is essentially all painted, and now it's basically time for final assembly. So just wanted to get this video out for you guys real quick. I know basically, like I said, at the beginning of starting this whole paint process, I said if you think it's gonna take you like a day, it's gonna take you a week. If you think it's gonna take you a week, it's gonna take you a month. And I'm pretty sure I said this was gonna take us a month, or take us a week, and then so here we are at a month basically after we started it, almost after we started it, to get this thing done. So now that everything is polished and everything is painted, we have the bumpers, we have the mirrors, we have basically everything. Now it is just on to final assembly. So now you guys get a taste of what this clear coat looks like, all flat and beautiful. So again, we are going to be swapping the interior out of this car over here. I was taking some other pieces off of it a little bit ago, so excited to get the black interior in that car, hook up the intercooler, hook up the radiator, essentially take this thing on its drive. We got the coilovers, we got the wheels, we got a bunch of other stuff. Appreciate you guys watching this video. Let me know what you guys think of this paint. It's just crazy. It's just blue and turquoise and purple and black. It looks so good. I can't wait to get it fully unmasked and fully assembled. See you guys later.